Greetings everyone, and welcome back to another installment in the Phone Archive, a series in which we look at strange, weird, obscure and unique phones from all around the globe for your entertainment. And in today's one, I want to finish a project that I started almost 6 years ago. Yep, it's been that long. You've seen in the thumbnail and the title of what I'm taking a look at today. I'm going to be taking a look at a clone of the Nokia 8110 4G that I purchased back in 2019. And at that time, I was doing sneaker reviews and doing just some tech videos here and there. I originally filmed 1 hour and 7 minutes of footage on my Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus on the 27th of April, 2019. And in 2019, my editing looked like this. It's absolutely horrific compared to what I do nowadays. Honestly, the editing's still generally the same, but I just do a lot more. But back then, I just threw footage into Vegas, quickly edited it, put some text in a couple of places and went, problem solved. And I also had the joy of looking back over that video and oh my god, I sound so horrible in those old videos. They're old and crap videos. I'm never going to look at them again. Why I didn't publish that video, I have no idea, actually. I just think that I was doing too many sneaker reviews and I just thought it wasn't gonna work, so I abandoned it. And I was going to upload the original video as part of the Abandonware series, but I thought, I don't want to put you all through that pain. Let me just remake the thing so then it's a lot easier for everyone. If you really want to see my original cut down version of that video, I can upload it if you want to, but trust me, here's a snippet of it. Today we're going to be having a look at some tech stuff, most notably phones and what you see in the title. Yeah, that was painful to hear. Alright, with that lengthy intro out of the way, I think you're all up to speed, you all know what's going on now, so let me go ahead and start talking about the Nokia 8110. Yeah, that Nokia 8110, this was released in 1996 and was prominently featured in the first Matrix film. Contrary to popular belief, this does not have a spring-loaded mechanism. This is just a manual one. In the film, they added the spring-loading mechanism to the props, so then when Neo probably pushed the power button on the side, it would just do that. A lot of people thought that the 7110 was the Matrix phone because it does have a spring-loaded mechanism, but no, they're actually quite different. And fun fact as well, the Nokia 8110 is one of the earliest phones I got in my collection. And let me tell you this story, and I'm going to be rambling a lot here, so if you need to skip past this, feel free to. I think I was probably 14, and I was in a bank, and there was an e-waste phone tub in the bank, and you could see right through it. And on top was the Nokia 8110. I was like, how am I going to get that? So I did the right thing, and when I went up to the teller, I said, there's a phone at the top of the tub there. Can I take it? She's just like, yeah. She's okay. So I went over to it, and I was like, is this like, yeah, take it. I'm like, alright, cool. I believe this is the one that I got, because I don't just have one, I have two of them. Don't just have two of them, I got three of them. Good old fun Nokia 8110s, wee. And you're probably wondering where I got the other two from. E-waste, of course. I had another one, but I sold it, and that was in pretty rough condition. So I've always liked the look of this. It's a really cool phone, and, well, it's like this. It's like a banana, basically. It was called the banana phone. And then in 2018, Nokia, aka H&B Global, decided they'd remake it, along with the 3310 and a couple of other devices. And they ended up coming out the Nokia 8110 4G, and this is a KaiOS powered device, which I haven't really explored on the channel before. And I'll be quite honest, I haven't really played around with KaiOS that much. I've used it, but I haven't really done terribly much with it. The Nokia 8110 4G has these specs in it. Releasing in April 2018, the phone is powered by KaiOS 2.5.1 with a Snapdragon 205 dual-core, 512 megs of RAM, 4 gigs of internal storage, 2 megapixel camera, a 2.4-inch 240x320 LCD, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, micro USB, and a 1500 mAh battery, and these came in a single SIM and dual SIM variant. And I got my 8110 late 2018, I think, and I didn't have much plans of doing anything with it. I just sort of kept it in the box and was like, hey, look, it's you know, it's pretty cool, it's pretty sophisticated. I mean, look at the two, you know, I can see where they've remade it and stuff. But really though, the 8110 4G is really low powered, but it was also inexpensive. So around 2019, you could purchase this brand new for about 130 bucks Australian. Just like the 3310, it was bought out to be a dumb phone. It was not meant to be a smartphone by any means. Even though this does have Wi-Fi and it's capable of doing YouTube and all that sort of stuff, it doesn't really go past that. And also, fun fact, Australia's blocked this because it doesn't have VLTE. It had VLTE according to some sources that I read. There was an over-the-air update for these that got rid of VLTE, supposedly anyways. I have another 8110 in my collection. One's a dual SIM variant and one is a single SIM. Both don't accept any SIM cards here, it just says unusable SIM. And finally, I've got another 8110 here. I'm sorry, I'm having fun talking about these. I have 3 8110 4Gs here, and none of them work on any Australian networks, which really sucks, because I would have loved to have, you know, used this now, but It's really sad. With all that taken into consideration and everything, and also take a look at the original box of the 8110 4G, as you can see, dual SIM variant, all that good stuff there. Somehow in this miraculous world, someone out there decided, you know that Nokia 8110 4G that's been released? Why don't we make a clone of it? And that's what they did. Why was a clone made of the Nokia 8110 4G? With clones of iPhones and higher end Samsungs, that makes sense because people want to try and make a quick buck. With this, it kind of just seems a little oddball. But let's not dwell on that for now, because this is the Nokia 8110 Reloaded for the originals. Now, for the originals was actually the slogan for the 8110 4G. When you think of Reloaded, you might think that this is the 8110 4G upgraded, but that's not quite the case. This is a considerable downgrade from the real deal. And where I got this from was eBay for $45. And the seller did advertise it as a 2G device. And I do remember this. The seller did message me after I bought it saying that it's 2G only, it's probably not going to work, all that sort of stuff. And I said, yeah, that's fine. Not a problem. I just want it for my collection. I have not seen another one for sale since, because I think there was only 10 of them made. I'm not too sure. But I have found, and I was also emailed as well, about Nokia 8800 clones that are now circulating around, which really got me thinking to go back to this and have a look at it, because it's the whole sliding thing. That was a very lengthy ramble, but I hope we're all up to speed now. Cool. Taking a look at the box, you could see it's just a low quality JPEG that they've just yanked off Google and just slapped it on the box and my problem solved. Accordingly, Google, Maps, Assistant, I don't even think this has Facebook, but yeah, pretty much none of that exists on this model. The strangest thing is though, is that this is claiming to be a Nokia device. You can clearly tell that it's not the quality of a Nokia device. Box-wise anyways, that looks pretty solid, but that's just a print. Anyone can do that. And on the back of the box, we got purple Nokia, which is pretty cool. But it's 8110 dual SIM, FM radio, micro SD card, support up to 32 gig, micro SIM, 2 megapixel camera with LED flash, standby time, Snake preloaded, and Opera Store, games and apps. Now if we take a look at the real box, you can see that they've borrowed some elements there. And as well as on the real box, you can see the proper details of everything that's going on. If you can get a high resolution image of the box, take a look at it and have a look at all the Easter eggs they've hidden on this. It's quite fun. That's essentially what they've done here, taken the image of the real box and just on there. And inside the box, it's just the phone itself. And this did come with a charger, but I did crack it open back in 2019 and it wasn't powered by a whole lot. Didn't get instructions or anything else with it. That is pretty much it. So that's the box done. Now obviously we don't need the OG 8110s. And while the yellow 8110 that I have is in the worst condition, I'm going to just be using this as a reference throughout the video. Now having a look at the 8110 Reloaded, I'll take the screen protector off because I've had to reapply this several times throughout the years. There we go. We've protected the screen. It says we've got WhatsApp, Facebook, and dual SIM. I know we've got dual SIM. I don't think we've got WhatsApp though. Holding the real one to the fake one, you can feel a difference straight away. This is just extremely cheap plastic, whereas this, well, all being plastic, does have a bit more of a premium feel to it. Also, the sliders are completely different. The real one actually has quite a crappy slider on it, but you know, it's reasonable, whereas this is just super loose, like just sort of just hangs there. We've got plastic on the screen, whereas we have glass on the real deal. The keypads look similar. Definitely a bolder font on the fake one. And the Nokia logos as well look a little something like that on the real one and then on the fake one. So that's pretty much one-to-one there. And on the backs of these bright yellow phones, God, they burn your retinas out just looking at them. The colors are slightly off actually. That's got more of a green sort of tint to it, whereas that's just full on yellow. There is a bit of conspicuous branding down there that says M100 on the fake one. Don't know what that means. But on the back, we've got the 2 megapixel cameras, LED flash, and the speaker grill. No Nokia branding on the back of the fake one, but in the real one, we've got the branding just there. And pretty much around the sides, there's not a whole lot going on except for the power button. And at the top, we've also got the headphone jack as well as the micro USB port situated in the same place. Size-wise though, the Reloaded one is actually slightly smaller. The real deal's a little bit more taller. And of course, the real one weighs a lot more than what the fake one does. Including the battery, the real one weighs 118 grams. Including battery with the Reloaded one weighs 88 grams. That gives you an idea. If we take the backs off, we've got a BB6A 1500 mAh battery in the real one, and the model number is TA1067. And this is just the single SIM variant. The dual SIM variant has the second slot right there, which is a bit odd, but that's where it is. And on the Reloaded one, it just takes a BL5C. And in my original video, I did take the shielding off. And if I kind of maneuver the battery just a little bit like this, I can hide the chip that's in there. because I want to leave that as a bit of a mystery. But we do have a mini SIM slot, micro SIM slot, and micro SD card slot just there. And there is also a date code of July 2018, which is a couple of months after the real deal was released. There's probably going to be someone that says, well, SMOOREZ, does the back cover from the real deal fit on the fake one? Nope. Nope. Just thought I'd let you all know. Let's go ahead and power on the 8110 Reloaded. Also, headphone warning. Sorry, I didn't have time to really warn you there. Yeah, that's really loud. Now, I have got a Telstra SIM in this, but it's one that hasn't worked for many, many years. And if you have a look, you can see at the top it's got 4G there, which makes you believe that this actually does have 4G. Not quite the case. That's a lie. That is fake 4G that they have there. Oh, also, the sliding mechanisms are pretty terrible, but it does click into place. You got to just push it. Now, I'm pretty sure that wallpaper is pinched from the 3310, but I can't be too sure because it's definitely different on the real one. Also, I just pressed the keys before, and look at the numbers. They're just stretched. They're just wide. Hi there, it's SMOOREZ during editing. I just want to also point out another thing with the fake 8110 versus the real deal. I can push the buttons underneath the plastic cover, whereas the real one, it's solid. I can't push them there. So that just kind of gives you an idea of how cheap they are. I mean, I can't really unlock it because I can't push the star key down there. So I just thought I'd show you all that. And if I lock it as well, and then unlock it, it actually says Nokia there to give you the illusion that this is actually legit. I forgot to show you the sticker that's inside the fake one. That's what the sticker says on the back there. So on the fake one, if I go into menu, I've got phone book, call logs, music player, camera, messages, wireless FM, internet, tools, settings, image viewer, games, SDK, multimedia, sound recorder, file manager, WhatsApp, Facebook, and Opera Mini. It does have Opera Mini and Facebook. Thought it didn't. If you haven't seen my Nokia 5710 Express music review and the clone of it, I highly suggest that you check them out, because that gives you an idea that what HMD does now is basically take a generic OS, slap HMD or Nokia on it for their feature phones, not for the smartphones, and call it a day. Because I'm going to show you one small little detail that confirms this. If I plug the charger into the 8110, charging, now if I take it out, look what it says. Charger is plugged out. And you might think, oh, that's just a funny spelling mistake there. Nothing too important. Oh, that also happens because the slider's really loose. I've got to get it clicked back in. But I've got a real Nokia 110 4G right here. This is a legit one. I can't emphasize it enough that this is a legit Nokia 110 right there. Do you want to know what happens when I plug the charger into this and then take it out? I'll show you. This might be the biggest conspiracy theory of all time, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. Even though Nokia calls this, what, S30 Plus or something, it's really just generic at the end of the day, because watch this. Plugged in, charging, looks the same, right? And then I take it out, charger is plugged out. So they're running the same OS. I'm pretty sure of it. Don't mind like the 1-inch display on the 110. It's absolutely useless, this thing, but it's just a comparison. I did have another Nokia that I did try it with, and this didn't do it with it. It's just the more cheaper ones. Now, if I come to the real deal and power this on, you'll see that it's leap years ahead of what this thing is in terms of display, build, performance, all that sort of stuff. And the speaker sounds a lot better on the real one too. See how much nicer that sounds? Because this is running KaiOS, that's a lot different from what the generic one is running. That's a completely different operating system, but as you can see, they've skinned it to look exactly the same. And even if I go to settings, that's what settings looks like. Compared to this one, you'll see that settings looks very, very generic indeed. Also, the keypad lights, real deal, fake. Not that bright, but you know, they'll do. They're okay. I'll leave the real 8110 4G to the side, so let's have a look at this, because there's not too much on this. And I'm going to start within settings. Phone settings, I don't have to do much in there. Display settings, we've got wallpapers, which we've got wallpaper 1, which I think is from the 2017 3310. And we have wallpaper 2, which is Starfish, which I'm not sure where that's from, probably the 2017 3310. Idle display settings is just going to show what's on the main screen. LCD backlight is all the way up to the maximum. I would say that's probably 320 by 240, but I'm not too sure. If I can open the VXP file to check the specs on this, I will. But if not, when I get to the teardown, I'll see if there's any codes on the display. Call settings, not a whole lot in here. Profiles is here though. Should I do the ringtones and get them out of the way? No, I'll leave them till last. Security, there's not too much except slide to unlock or unlock keypad. activate and off. We'll just leave that. And connections, network account, GPRS, China Mobile, GPRS service, data connection, network selection. That's pretty much it for settings. As you can see, it's very similar to a lot of the other clones that I've looked at recently. It's very, very bare bones. Also, I need to emphasize how cheap the buttons feel on the clone as well. They just feel really sort of hollow? No, that's not the word. There's a lot of click to them, whereas this is just a very minimal sort of click. But still, the question is, why did they clone the 8110? It'd be like if they made a clone of this. Why would someone want to clone this thing with its 1-inch display? Literally, it's like a 1-inch display, I'll tell you. There you go, 1.7-inch display. Well done. Also, if you are wondering, I have tried my Vodafone SIM in this, Telstra and all that, just to see if it does pick up 4G, but it definitely doesn't. And there's no settings to actually configure 4G or anything like that, so I'm pretty sure it's fake. So let's just open up all the default stuff and I'll show you what it does. So phone book, don't really need to do anything, but I can type hello. Whoop, wait. Nailed it. There you go. That's just a standard phone book there, and I don't think I can do too much in here. Call logs has nothing in it. Can't do much there. Music player. I can do a speaker test. Want to hear the speaker quality on this? If you go by what the boot audio sounded like, that probably gives you a rough idea of what this is going to sound like. So, BFG division. It sounds like it's being played through a funnel. Alrighty. Well, that's the loudest it goes to. Not quite big spurker. Put it down halfway. Sounds pretty good. But bumping it all the way up. Yeah, okay, the speaker definitely does lack a bit of details and stuff, but altogether though, it's not too bad for a clone anyways. It's fair. Now for the fun, I'm just going to play BFG Division on the real deal, just so you can hear the differences between the two. I also will tear this one down as well at the end, because I do remember there's not a whole lot in this one, thus why it weighs only 88 grams. Whee! That sounds better. That's pretty good. We all agree that the real one's better than the fake one? I definitely think that's the case. Ultimate speaker! Banana speaker! It's slightly off. Well, next up is the camera on this, which looks a little something like this. Now up the top it says 960 by 1280, which is actually 1.3 megapixels and not 2 megapixels. And if I go to options, I've got image viewer, video recorder, effect, which is just a whole bunch of effects you can put on if you want to with this pretty terrible camera. Contrast, brightness, white balance, settings. The flash is off, but I can show you how bright the torch is on this. 960 by 1280 is as far as we can go, so that says 1.3 megapixels, but I don't think it is. Quality is advanced, which is the best option. So if I turn this off, that's how bright the torch is. Would you like me to show you one on the real deal? There you go. The real one's a lot more powerful than that one. But I've taken some night shots so you can get a good idea of what the quality looks like on both of them. Don't judge it yet until you've actually seen the photos and stuff. Look, the camera interface is vastly different. This is just the same generic one that we've seen before. And if I go to video options, looks a little something like that. And if I go to video recorder on the fake one, it looks a little something like that. Which if I go to settings, it says we can only do 240 by 320 and the video format is 3GP. Now obviously the real one takes 2 megapixel shots and can also do videos in 480p, which is a standard definition. So I'm going to splice in the photos and videos that I took with both of these devices. The photos will be side by side, left will be the real 8110, right will be the fake 8110, and videos will have their audio synced and they'll play at the exact same time. So enjoy what you're about to see. Alright, so here is the video quality for the Nokia 8110 fake and the Nokia 8110 real. Which one's fake, which one's real? I've already shown it on screen so you know what's going on, but they're slightly different. I can't believe I'd done this test 5 years ago and I never published it, but I think you get a good idea. I'm holding both of them side by side. My shadow's in the way, so you get a good idea of the quality between the two. And while the Nokia is a fairly basic camera, it's a lot better than the one on this reloaded thing. This guy looks like that. And can we zoom in? We can zoom in on the Nokia, but not on the reloaded thing. Alright, testing the 8110 and the 8110 reloaded at nighttime with the LED flash. Yep. That looks good. You can definitely tell there's a quality difference here. Yeah, I mean, you can see that there's flowers, and you can see that there's, I don't know what you want to call them. Having both phones in front of me, I can kind of see a bit, but they're not the most powerful LEDs ever. They work. They're good enough. And you can see it's any kind of. Alright, that's it for the videos then. Okay, you've just seen the photos and videos that I took with these devices. And clear winner, obviously this one. Now this doesn't appear to be a 1.3 megapixel camera. Not even close to it, because if we have a look at the shots, that's definitely a 0.3 megapixel image that they've interpolated up to 1.3 megapixels. At least we've debunked that one, but oh, they're not even close. I mean, the real 8110 isn't the most detailed camera in the world. It's just a basic 2 megapixel camera, but it does the job. I do feel that older Nokias, like for example, the N91, that 2 megapixel on this would beat this any day of the week. Older Nokias were just something different. And then as for videos, I don't even think we need to go there. I mean, just go back to the video test and just watch that again. It's night and day, isn't it? And also the fake one is just really zoomed in. If you didn't notice it as well, look at the tiny pinhole camera that's in there compared to the real one there. You can actually see a lens, whereas that's just a pinhole. Alright, let's move on, because we've got messages, which there's 2 in Outbox. That's from the iPhone clones. I can't believe they've migrated over to this phone. That's funny. Because yeah, I was messaging Todd. Todd doesn't exist. I can't really do much else in messages, so I'll just move on, because we're wireless FM. Ooh, don't need earphones. Just works by itself. Let's try this. Oh. We got some remixes happening on a Saturday night, man. That's sick. That sounds pretty good. You can also play in the background while you use the phone, which does work. And you can record the FM radio as well. So free music. Yay. I haven't tried earphones in this, so I'm going to just plug some in and see if they detect. Earphone plugged in. Does it say earphone plugged out? No, it says plugged out there. They got that correct. They appear to have picked up the bass and static channel. Cool. It doesn't use the earphones as an antenna. The antenna is built into the phone. So using earphones or headphones doesn't give you a better reception. You just have to hold it up to the sky and hope for the best. Internet. I can't do anything past looking at internet. I can look at settings and see that I can't do anything because it's 2G only. Doesn't have Wi-Fi. Doesn't have nothing. It's just the cheapest of cheap hardware just thrown to this. And Tools has Bluetooth, which the device name is just Bluetooth. Alarm. Oh, look at that. Look at the alarm on there. That looks sophisticated. Let me see on the real deal. Yeah, not the same. Is Tools the iOS logo? I believe so. Calendar is super generic. Calculator looks like that. What does it look like on this one? There's orange. That's close. One thing that's also different between the two is going back. Back is actually call end on the real deal, whereas the fake is the top right, which makes sense. World clock looks like that, and stopwatch looks like that. So nothing much to see here. Settings we've been through. WhatsApp is literally just the browser opening up WhatsApp mobile. That is it. No applications. Facebook is going to be exactly the same thing. Cool. Opera is the same thing. Let's go and see if we can install the VXP file and Java games. Oh, they're all orange. That's not good. Full phone is nope. Unsupported, and that would be the same with Java, I'd say. Yep, Java is unsupported as well. So no Java support or VXP support, but I believe you can't even install Java on the real deal. I believe you can do some really cool stuff with KaiOS, but I don't know much about it. Sound recorder looks generic. Yeah, completely different there. Can I play back any videos on this? Like, can I play a 4K file and watch the phone just go... Unfortunately, it can only play back basic video files. I just went to options and there's local video play mode, screen fluency priority, whatever that means, but alright, sure. Oh, look at the image viewer. Did you see the animation there? Watch. Oh, look at that. See, it's fun. We're left with games, profiles, and Sim Toolkit, which is just pocket news. Nothing much on this, is there? I rambled so much at the beginning, and then when it comes to the phone stuff, there's just nothing to look at. So if we go to games, we've got Snakes, which on the real deal, we've got Snake. Are they going to be the same game, or are they going to be different? That's Snake right there. Whee! Does it make noise? Nope, doesn't make noise. Whereas on the real deal, yeah. There you go. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. Of course it wasn't going to be the same, but it would have been cool if they ported this one over to it. It wouldn't run on the specifications of this thing. Instead, we just have to have 2D basic Snake, which somehow looks uglier than what it does on the original Nokias. The original Nokia Snake looks so much better than this. This just looks, you know, fairly basic. So why did they call that one Snakes when there's only just Snake? Don't ask questions, SMOOREZ. It's easier if you don't. In that case, we are left with user profiles, and that is it. Let's see what we've got. Ah! Well, we know where that's pinched from. Ah! Yep. Okay, that was slightly painful. Is there any other ones? Ah, yep. Oh, that's also another thing too. Hear that? The bloop, bloop, bloop. I mean, look at this for example. You can't tell me that this is not the same OS. Rename ring styles, ring settings, adjust volume, ring type, other alert rings. And if I go to other alert rings and do keytone activate, and there you go. They had to have copied it. Not so much Nokia, but HMD Global. Definitely using a cheap OS there. It works, don't question it. There's no notifications? Oh, message alert. Ah! Why are they so loud? You want to hear that one again? Okay, so that actually wasn't too bad. You didn't get to hear a lot of ringtones. Phew, that's very lucky. That's everything that the 8110 Reloaded can do in 2025. It can't do a whole lot. If I had 2G, could have gone on the web and made a phone call and stuff, but realistically, after that, that's as far as you can go. So my original question remains, why did they make a clone of the 8110 4G? For this being an inexpensive dumb phone with some smartphone elements for $129 Australian, whereas this one was a third of the cost. Well, from what I paid from the eBay seller. But the retail price of the fake one would have been maybe 60 or 70 bucks Australian, so like, why would you go for the Reloaded one rather than this one? I guess people could be fooled and think that they're getting the 8110 4G cheaper, but the thing is though, this phone wasn't really popular. The 3310 re-release was popular. This one, not so much. Yeah, there is effort in this one because they've actually slapped Nokia on there and stuff like that to convince you, but I gotta be really honest here. Who was looking for a new phone back in 2018 and went, I really want a banana yellow 8110 and found this cheaper than this retail and went, yep, this'll do me fine, when 2G was on its way out back then? I just don't have a reasoning for this. If this was, you know, something that was released in 2010 or something like that, I can say, yeah, alright, fair enough then. But 2018? Why clone it for? There's no reason for it. The 8110 4G just didn't have that much popularity. It just wasn't that popular. It's got its own little niche market because of KaiOS and stuff, but I guess also, this model is also kind of like, well, what if Nokia released the 8110 without KaiOS? It'd basically run how this ran. Maybe that's what they were going for. So if you have any idea as to why they would have made a clone of this, I mean, feel free to let me know, but I just think it's a bizarre decision. The 2017 3310 was just something special because that was like the first re-release of a Nokia phone, and then clone manufacturers made a whole bunch of them, and I made videos on them years ago as well. And they're still making some that look like it to this day, but this just makes no sense to me whatsoever. I've had it in my collection for almost 6 years now, and I've finally taken a better look at it and rambled to you all about this thing. So I think it's time that I now take these apart, show you what's in them, and you can finally find out the specs of this thing, which I could have all told you at the start, but it's kind of ruining the surprise. Hi again, it's SMOOREZ while editing. I just also wanted to show you the power off animation and the sound. I completely forgot to show you that. This is what it does. They're in reverse. And that's that. Boop. Let's take apart the real one first. That was cool. I didn't mean to do that. I was meant to yank the battery out like that. Just done like a 720 tray flip there. Alright, cool, man. Oh, there's actually a screw missing from this one. I didn't realize that. That's weird. Why is there a screw missing from this one? I haven't taken it apart. Oh, I don't think I have. Anything's possible, to be fair. Yeah, this one's in such terrible condition. This was an e-waste find, and it's the only banana yellow one I ever found. I actually don't remember seeing any banana yellow ones at Cashies or anything like that. And because Nokia or HMD Global offered this in both black and yellow, most people would have went for black. Why would you want a banana yellow looking phone for? Unless you're someone like me who, you know, who's into this sort of stuff, yeah, it makes sense. But to your normal, average, everyday Joe, they're not going to want a banana yellow phone. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a banana yellow phone, but if you had 10 people in a room and said, which color phone would you like to have? They're mostly going to say probably black, silver, or grey, or something like that. Not banana. Alright, did you ever wonder, since it's curved, there has to be a curved motherboard in here? No, it's just two separate PCBs. That's flex ribbon there. Makes sense at the end of the day. You can see the speaker on the back there, the shielding, a couple of antenna contacts, not too much going on there. And taking the motherboard out of the legit one, looks a little something like this. There's water damage. Is it? Is that water damage, or is that just thermal paste? I can't tell. I think that's water damage. Why does it say 5710 on the back there? Oh, maybe it's had an LCD replacement. No, that doesn't make sense, because the 5710 Express Music wasn't out when this... Whoa, I'm confused, man. I'm not going to take the shielding off, but there's definitely a Snapdragon 210 in this. You don't have to worry about that. And then lifting up the keyboard is just looking a little something like that. We've got the microphone down the bottom there, and I believe that there is the sensor for the sliding mechanism. There's no active components in the slider itself. I believe it's either that sensor or something else that just tells the phone, hey, I've been slid up, so unlock and lock and stuff. That's the real deal. Alright, so now we have a look at the fake one. You can't see the chip yet. I'm hiding it. You might have already figured out what's in here, because if you guess a MediaTek, you're not quite correct. Also, I'm sorry that my hands are very, very beaten up. Ripley and I were having a boxing match last night, and she won. And then last night I was customizing some Hot Wheels cars, and I slipped with a screwdriver, and bam, whoops. But I'm okay. It's good. Now, with this one, it comes apart like this. So the sliding mechanism, which I'm actually not too sure what activates the slider. Oh, there's a little magnet there. That's it. That's just a little magnet. That's all. No trickery here. As for the motherboard in this, we should be able to just lift this up out of place. If 2019 SMOOREZ can take this apart, then 2025 SMOOREZ can take this apart. Did I ever think I'd be doing YouTube in 2025? Nope. But here I am. Want to see what chip's in this? It is the Spreadtrum SC65331E. It should be 32 megs of RAM and 32 megs of storage, and that chip also runs at 312 megahertz and is a single core. So definitely a lot less than the real deal, that's for sure. And the screen, well, doesn't have anything on there, but that is a 2.4 inch LCD. I would say it'd be 320 by 240. It might be less, but if you can find that out, feel free to let me know. We've got the tiny little power button just connected to the top, and if I take out this, okay, that's fine. We see we have a big spurker, and that big spurker didn't really sound the best. That is a 40mm driver that's in there. No vibration motor in this though. The camera on this is so itty bitty. Look at this little thing. That is adorable. Look at that little tiny thing. You can go right back in there, buddy, with your LED flash attached to you. Well, that's the teardown for both 8110s, so I'll put them back together. I think we can finally call this one a video. Okay, with everything back down into place, let me show you the full specs of the Nokia 8110 reloaded to the side of the device. Don't mind all the fingerprints, and it still works, which is good. There we go. So yeah, not too much in this one, but I'm glad that I've now taken a look at it 6 years later. I can't tell, but I think I've damaged the display on this. I don't think it works anymore. Yeah, the display doesn't work on this now. I destroyed it, but that was probably because of the water damage there. Somehow that was probably keeping it together, and then I come along and brushed it out, and I've probably destroyed it. It was in terrible condition anyway, so no big loss. Oh, I might have damaged it actually. I might have damaged the flex cable somehow when taking it apart. I believe I nicked right there. Nah, doesn't matter. Well, there you go, folks. That's pretty much taking a look at the 8110s. If I had done a full review on this, we'd be here for another hour. So if you want me to have a look at a KaiOS device, I can, but I gotta learn a lot about it and what I can do with KaiOS and stuff. That'd be a lot later down the track. Not now. But if you want to see it, feel free to let me know. But that will do it. Another installment in the phone archive. The first video of 2025 is a phone archive video. Yeah, I know this video wasn't really too interesting, and I more just sort of rambled on for most of it, which if you had to use the timestamps to skip along, that's completely fine. That's why they're there. I hope you learned something and enjoyed this one. Just taking a look at another clone device. that took me 6 years to finally remake. Where has the time gone to? I have no idea. Before I end this video, I do have to ask something. If you are still watching, I plan to do a membership thing. I can open up a membership thing onto YouTube, and I don't want to put anything behind a paywall or anything like that. I just thought of more interaction for the channel, and I guess a little bit more support if you wanted to think of it that way. If I do the membership thing, you can have a little badge next to your name, and I can actually customize it. So I was thinking of just having some fun and customizing like some badges and stuff. So if I do the membership thing, then you'd get a little badge next to your name if you wanted me to do that. So if that's a thing that you think would be cool, feel free to also let me know down in the comments below. But if you think, nah, SMOOREZ, don't do that, that's silly, I won't do it then. But it's just, I don't know, more engagement with the channel. I don't know, it's just sort of up in the air at the moment. But if you folks can enlighten me and let me know if it's a cool thing to do, then let me know, but otherwise, won't worry about it. Alright folks, I need to stop rambling. I gotta head off to bed. I thank you all so much for watching and taking the time out of your day to sit back and listen to me waffle on about a random silly device for all this time. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you all very soon, because I've got plenty of things that I want to do in January. It's just a matter of getting around to it. As always folks, take care, stay safe, be good people. See you all in the next one, which I'm not sure what that'll be, just whatever I get my hands on. I actually got plenty of stuff to do. It is just a matter of really getting around to it. Till the next time I see you all, take care of yourselves, and thank you to all the folks that were on that stream on New Year's Eve. I appreciate you all very much for what you did, and I can't wait to receive the items that we found on that night. Yeah, look forward to them. Until next time, take care of yourself, keep being awesome. I'll see you soon. Bye. If you like this content, feel free to leave a like or a dislike if you didn't. Thanks heaps for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.